Okay.
I'm gonna open up with that clip. I'm just yelling.
Monty can go back and listen on. Oh yeah, I'll show you how to. Okay.
I used to watch it on YouTube.
I have my YouTube channel too, but I usually don't upload it till like the night, and it's night.
Oh,
But I can
okay.
show you how to find it,
Okay.
and I want you to share it on your page too.
Oh yeah, of course.
Anybody want to read this?
You know, this is a perfect way to end a Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Raymore just called me. Hopefully it's with. Yay! Welcome to Doctors on Call.
Tina, I see you, Dr. Tina.
With the buzz and the media. But actually, today,
Welcome back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Cindy B on Power 108.9. And if you were tuning in through the radio station, Power 108.9, you got to see a little preview intro clip to Doctors on Call. Yes. We've got myself, Dr. Tony, and Dr. Tina in here. Three of the five sort of, we have a chef and all that too, but three of the five castmates on the talk show. And I want you to just give them, what's a takeaway? If you could leave them with something about the show and what they'll give them a takeaway.
So if you want to know what's going on and what you should know about your health right now, how to fix it, how to address it, how to keep it from happening again, how to identify issues, then tune into the show because what you don't know can really be your demise. And so what the show does is try to help you be your best you. And we try to keep things simplistic and fun and put everything in layman's terms so that you can actually get that take home and improve your health and your overall life and be, again, the best you that you can be.
Absolutely. Exactly. And Tony, let me ask you how you have enjoyed. So she always says, I'm not a TV person, but how have you enjoyed it thus far with the tapings?
I've loved it. I was surprised,
and
but
she
I
all
loved
up on the
it.
radio, all up on the mic tonight. Okay.
I love it. I love you ladies. And it was just a great experience. And it's nothing that I thought, I would have thought like TV or like filming a show would be.
Right.
And it's just how organic it is and how we have the chef and how we've had the guests and we have the audience and just the interaction. Like I said, it's very organic and it's very authentic and it's very sisterly and it's very just like we just love on everybody,
That's
and
right.
that's what I like about it. It actually gives me energy.
Yeah.
And feeds my spirit. So I am so glad that I've been given this opportunity.
I love what you said about it's very sisterly. Tina, tell me how you came to selecting who you have involved.
Oh, yes, so important. And it's truly a labor of love and it's all about passion. So I'm a God-fearing woman and I work by the spirit and energy of people. And when I come across people that are like-minded and are genuine and really want to go about the business of helping people, I keep them on point. I keep them close. So between Syndy B, who's all about creating long-lasting relationships, helping you be the best that you can be together and individually. You've got Dr. Tony, who loves what she does. She cares about giving back. Same with Dr. Barbie and Tanasha. Tanasha was one of my dental assistants, and her energy is off the chain.
Yes, y'all
Off
missed her tonight.
the Shazane. And y'all will get a taste of her in one of these episodes. But
Yes.
and then you've got Chef Morietta, who's trained in Europe. She was over
Oh.
in France for like 3 years. But all these people, everyone on the show is organically genuine, and they love our people, and they really are all about helping you guys be your best self. So that's really where it came from. So I really appreciate you having me here because this is really it's awesome.
Awesome.
It is.
I love it. We'll come back and have everybody up in here, have a
Everybody.
whole party. Okay.
Everybody.
Okay, so I want to make sure that we have time because this hour goes by fast, y'all.
Okay.
So I do want to talk about, do you believe relationships are overrated? I'll ask that first. Relationships, whether it's relationship period or marriage. Not, you don't have to be married. Some people don't want to be married, but they like the long-term relationship. That's fine. Do you think that is overrated? I'll start with you, Tony.
No, I don't think it's overrated at all. I think it can be one of the best gifts ever when you're in the right situation. I think
Okay.
it becomes overrated when you're trying to make things fit that don't fit.
Okay. I completely agree. What do you say, Tina?
Yeah, definitely not overrated. Some people go through long lasting relationships that end in divorce and then they swear off marriage for the rest of their lives. I love being in love. I love being happy. I love sharing my life, my interests, my joy with another person. And so I think without that, that would make me feel kind of incomplete. So, no, I think it's a necessity for me. And no, I love love.
Okay. I'll say this. No, I don't think relationships are overrated, but at some point in time, I think that okay. So let's take for instance, I've been married before. That was from love. And my husband, everybody know how I feel about Mr. Coach Shorty Buchanan. Okay, I love him to death, and I couldn't imagine doing life without him. But let's say for some reason it didn't work out, I just wouldn't want to do it again. And I know like people like J Lo and other people. I've come across other people where they've been married 3, 4, 5 times. I don't want to do it. At that point in time, I'm just like, well, maybe I just ain't cut out. I'm not cut out for anything beyond 9 years, 5 years or whatever. But no, and I would I'm committed, to my marriage.
Absolutely.
But you can't control other people, and my husband, thankfully he has been consistent all these years. But what I'll say this: if for some reason your relationship didn't work out, not putting that on you, would you feel motivated to go through a whole nother relationship again?
Yeah, I would, but I think it's just like you're in school, you're taking exams, so you fail a test. Well, you don't want to go back and do the same thing you did when you failed that test. You got to go back and figure out what the hell you did wrong and fix it or address it, and then go into the next situation with your eyes open. Don't go in trying to change somebody. It is what it is. Look at the signs and be open and communicate. I mean, I just love
You
love.
love
So,
that. Ooh,
yeah.
that sounds like a
know.
lot of work.
I know.
but I put both me and my husband. We put in work because I know I get on his nerves sometimes. Not all the time,
baby,
not
right,
all the
right.
time, but sometimes. But I love my honey bun. I'm committed to him, and I don't think relationships are overrated. But hey, if you decide that it didn't work out and you don't want to do it no more, you just want to be out there, I guess you just be out there. You know what? I need to write that question down. What you do if you don't want to be in a relationship? Right. You just be out there, just hanging out, I guess.
What does that mean?
In the club.
So listen, when we come back, we're going to make sure we know where you can find Dr. Tina, Dr. Tony, and everybody so that you can make sure that you are staying abreast on the new show, Doctors on Call. All right. So listen, you're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
But he didn't call me. No, I'm just saying, like, for the next time I gotta leave. Okay, I'll ask him. He didn't call me. Because that's how you're.
Well, I talk to him all the time. He tells me when he refers, he knows you're you're always busy. So he'll probably call me first.
One more time.
Call Tony. That's what I say. Call Tony. That's why I always play. It's like, okay, Raymore told me to call you. Stevie thinks you don't like him.
She wasn't downstairs.
Huh?
So are we?
Oh, right. Yeah.
We
No.
got 12 minutes.
Yeah,
So they can hear all of this right here. This
Okay.
is what they can hear.
Okay, perfect.
Make sure they can hear it.
Can y'all hear me?
Yo.
Can you, Tony?
Mm-hmm.
Not y'all, but say something.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Can y'all hear
Y'all ain't gonna say nothing. Let me know.
Hello.
Hello.
I just plugged something in.
Uh-oh. Is it working? Is it testing? Testing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was. They didn't say nothing. Oh, they said yes.
Oh, awesome.
Stop being so impatient.
I'm getting better. You know, I work on that over the years.
Yeah, I'm still working on my patience.
I've gotten a lot better.
I've gotten better too.
I've gotten
I
a lot
have.
better.
My driving too with patience.
So you can get a divorce after 23 years?
Yeah,
That's a
man.
topic for another day. Let me
God.
write that
Yeah,
down.
it is another man.
Damn.
What brings you to that point?
Mhm.
You made me nervous.
I'm loyal. I'm loyal to a fault. That junk should have ended a long time before then, but I'm loyal. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Hey. I like you. You're so good.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. In here playing some MJ in here. Oh, look, we were having a little conversation about MJ a little earlier. What was the name of that series? Something Surviving Neverland.
Oh, that was deep. Yeah.
Cindy, stop before I mute.
I know,
Okay,
right?
okay,
I know,
okay.
right? Okay. Okay. Hello.
He muted me for real.
Hello.
He don't want us talking about
That's it. I don't.
Surviving Neverland. That's all right. I already talked about it somewhere else. Okay, so listen. Okay, so listen. I have to, when we're talking about being professionals, career women, moms, and all that, but I want to focus on the career women because I want to know your experience being a woman in the professional arena when you are dealing with your male counterparts. Have you, with this whole hashtag Me Too movement going on, have you, in the whole, pay gap between women and men, have you experienced either one or known it to happen, in general with people, colleagues, other female colleagues? I'll start with you, Tina.
What you mean, girl?
Well,
Details of that.
Okay, so I'll give example. I'll give an example. From being in the financial world. So back in the day when the real estate industry was popping, okay, and or just being a woman professional in an area where there's majority men. So my challenge with that, being a professional woman, being around a lot of men, which is now I bring my husband with me a lot. But to make sure that I'm taken seriously as a professional with the knowledge, with the intellect, with the skills, with the experience and things like that, beyond what they see when I walk in the door. And one of my frustrating points of when, being a single woman is having to, it's either they they may have, to even get the meeting, they saw my credentials. Okay. So that's how I got the meeting. I walk in the door and everything changed. I'm like, but wait, what had happened? I thought we was talking business.
Right.
Or I gotta be a whole mean mug when I come in. So that's what I mean with that, being a professional in sometimes when you get to certain levels or certain points in your career, you're around mostly men. How do you handle that?
Yeah, so even dentistry, I mean, Dr. Tony can speak to it. It's a good old boy industry. I mean, it is made. It's made up even in dental school. All the instructors, everybody in management, everybody. I mean, it's all men, and things don't change. So even as a doctor and being a female, if you go into a situation, you're meeting with a wealth management advisor, you're going to buy a car, any and all of that stuff, you come in one way, but they see you, you're aesthetically pleasing,
Right.
you make decent money.
Aesthetically pleasing. That's a
Yeah.
new way to say.
That's their idea of, okay, we about to get this one. So it's all about how do we take advantage of this naivete that's in front of us. But little do they know, we can flip the script.
Yes.
What you see is not necessarily what you get.
Right.
So I've kind of learned how to play on that and to listen and be attentive.
Well, what would you say, Tony, to young women who are really doing their thing, being some boss ladies out there, but they're young in their early 20s and they haven't experienced how dominating a male can be sometimes. What would be a piece of advice that you would give some young women out there that are really doing their thing?
Be careful of your presentation, especially like on social media. I'm always questioning the Dr. Bay thing or the dentist bay.
Okay.
Because how we are marginalized, on a daily basis when you're actually out in the field. And you see this more with residents. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing or whatever, because, maybe that's how you, relieve stress. You take pictures and be like, I'm Bay and this and the other.
Sure.
But when you get out into the real world on a daily basis, you are marginalized. Oh, that's not the doctor. Oh, that's Miss Tony. Can't be Dr. Tony.
Exactly.
It can't be Dr. Tina or not even Dr. Tina. That's not Dr. Champion. Where's Dr. Champion?
Exactly.
Right.
And that's on a daily basis.
Yep.
And I'm almost 20 years in and it still happens regularly. So don't marginalize yourselves. Be careful about the image that you project on social media. It's fine to be sexy. It's fine to be beautiful. Be beautiful.
Yes.
I won't, pretend like I haven't gotten opportunities based on, appearances. Presentations.
Sure.
That's a better word. Presentation.
Absolutely.
But you have to manage that presentation and always understand when you walk into the room, you don't fit the prototype of what the dentist is going to be. It could be a good thing and a bad thing. Sometimes it's been a good thing when a person is mad because they came 45 minutes late to a 5:00 appointment, and that's the last appointment of the day, and they walk in and be like, you're going to see me, and you're like, actually, the doctor is not. So I could walk out of there, and you're not going to even think I've done this before. I walk out in front of you to my car,
don't even know that's you.
get in my little baby Mercedes,
yeah,
and roll out
because
they're like, well, where's the doctor? I walk past you and into my car and down Georgia 400. You know what I mean? So that's what I would say. Don't marginalize yourselves because people out there are going to do it. Hopefully the world changes and it becomes a little bit different as these young ladies mature and get into their career.
Yes.
I can say, like, as we get older, I think the perception of what your dentist used to look like, when we were 8 and 9,
right.
Our dentists and our doctors were the same age, but now when we get to that age and we see what the new 50 looks like or the new 60 looks like, now all of a sudden we are shocked as the now 50-year-old looking at your doctor who's 37 and you're like, well, damn.
Right.
Am I that old? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what happens. And I talk about it all the time on the morning show with my doctor, my what is it? General not dentist, but my Dr. Patel. When she came when I first met her and she came in, she didn't have the stethoscope around her neck. She didn't have on a lab coat. She had a earring in her nose. And I'm like, okay, when is the real doctor coming in? You know what I'm saying?
That's me.
Right, exactly.
Me too, right?
Here I am.
Yeah. I completely agree with both of you. I know with me, I dealt with that because when I was in my early 20s, in my peer group, most of them were kind of conditioned to, go to college and go get that job kind of thing, where I wasn't, even though both of my parents were the 9 to 5, I have an aunt that was very entrepreneurial. And so that caught my attention very young. So at 20, 21, when I'm doing my thing out there, and then I come from Virginia. Virginia is for lovers. Okay. And I'm like, hi, and I'm like, hi, hugs, everybody, kind of thing.
Me too, right.
I had to cut all that out. I had to cut all that, but it took a while because I had no one to kind of show me the way, and I didn't have the experience of that yet, and then I had to cut all that out. So now I come in like, how you doing? Okay, Syndy.
Barely smile.
Oh, barely.
And crack your teeth.
I hate that. You have to be that way, but it is what it is, and I'm down for that, you know.
Yep.
But I, you know what I feel about that though, it's so insulting. Number
Yeah.
one,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really, I kind of look at him a little like, "Ooh, you lame." Like
Right.
you can't handle your business right now. Like
Mm-mm.
handle your business. Now,
Mhm.
if over time, because we spend a lot of time together, and you feel, some chemistry between us because it's shared and it's very knowledgeable that it's shared, then okay, perhaps you talk about it. But where you are letting business go to
Interfere.
the
Yeah,
side
that's right. Yeah.
because of how somebody doggone look,
Yeah.
or because she's a female. Don't get me started. I'm gonna write that down. We're gonna talk about that a
Mhm.
Yeah,
whole
that needs to be
nother
a whole
day.
nother discussion.
Okay. Ooh, I felt my blood pressure come up. Okay. So let me switch gears a little bit, and then we're gonna wrap it up. So let me tell y'all. No, I'll tell y'all in a minute. I'll tell y'all in a minute. Okay. Back to relationships.
Mm.
Do you believe in constraints, excuse me, in your relationship? Meaning asking permission, where people have to have a whole conversation with their spouse or their significant other about what they want to do or what they about to do for the day, or can I, kind of thing, where you're asking permission, where will you be, where you're gonna do. Okay, I see that face on Tina, so tell me.
Girl, why you think I just got out of what I got out of? No, no, and that would be an absolutely no.
Okay.
No, it's okay to share what you got to do that day and communicate, what they're doing that day so that you can figure out when y'all going to catch back up and get together again at the end of the day or in the middle of the day,
Or
for that little
whatever.
quickie or whatever.
Yeah, she said a
So,
quickie.
but no, I just got out of that controlling, narcissistic, particular relationship, and that's not cool.
Yeah. What do you think, Tony?
I think that everyone has boundaries. And I
Okay.
think in relationships, you have to respect boundaries and communication. So I don't think you should have to ask permission, but I do think it's considerate to let a person know what you're going to be doing because you may have a schedule. That person may schedule things that you need to do, or you may need
Right.
to be somewhere you didn't realize you needed to be somewhere. So I get what Tina's saying. Definitely. Nobody wants to be controlled like on a ball and chain, like I can't do anything, I can't even breathe.
Yes.
But you do have to be considerate of your partner because that's what it is when you're in a relationship. You do have to,
Partnership,
yeah,
And
right?
partnership.
partnership
Absolutely.
where you're working together.
Hmm.
For me personally, like I have a set of parents, and I don't get whoopings no more. Okay,
Say it
so
again. Say it
I
loud. Say it
don't
proud. Yeah.
I don't need to ask permission, but who you're with they need to line up with the same things
Exactly.
that you would
Hmm.
expect, and
Absolutely.
and vice versa, to where what they want to do is something that you'd be cool with, and if it,
Right.
Yeah.
and as you're getting to know someone, you might be like, oh, that's not, not really comfortable with that. That's okay. But if that's what they want to do, then maybe that's not set up for you,
Exactly.
you
Hmm.
know. So listen, okay, before we head out of here, because that hour is up quick, okay, listen, when we come back, we're going to make sure you all know where to find us all. Y'all should know where to find me at this point in time, but we're going to make sure you know where to find Tina and Tony and everyone else on the cast, and doctors on call and everything, and what to expect going forward. Okay? You are listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
Hmm. Hmm. The buzz and media. But actually, I think today we are the buzz. We are the hot topic only because we are professional women.
Just take confidence, strength, and determination, boy. I tell you, Bible study.
Everything. When is everything coming out?
For our stuff, let's see. They're still doing editing stuff, and I had them redo our intro for the puzzle. But I mean, hopefully it'll be actually picked up. So it'll be on our YouTube channel and on the podcast. But hopefully it'll be picked up by the fall. So we're hoping network. Mhm.
Okay. Hey, Farron. What you say? Oh, right, right, right. Okay. I'll know for next time. Okay. Communication is key. Yes, absolutely. I need the communication.
Yeah,
A little something. A little chicken
I
right
put
there.
some really nicely seasoned grilled salmon.
Of course you do.
Yes. I had hoped to get some before I left, but that didn't happen.
Hey, Ange.
Yeah, that's real talk.
I
Say
agree.
that.
I agree. I'm ready.
This does not replace the original song for cookouts this year.
Let me hear this. Let me hear it. Oh, yes, it does. It is.
Maybe we need to play both at the cookout.
No, it cannot. You cannot play this at the
Did that on
cookout.
purpose. You know, everything is strategic. Welcome back. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. We in here playing some
Cookout
Beychella.
music.
Cookout music, you know. We took some Frankie Beverly and Beyonce, merged it together. And my boy
Masterpiece.
Michael said it's not supposed to replace, but I don't know.
Oh, did you guys see that Coachella though with Beyonce?
Yes,
Oh my
it was
gosh,
so
It was so
awesome.
dope.
It was so awesome. Y'all have to watch the Homecoming on Netflix. I just whoever her peoples are, I need them on my team. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Michael's so crazy. He be so messy. He messy.
Trolling.
Yes.
He's so messy. Okay, so listen, Tina.
Yes.
Tell them where they can find you on social media.
You know, listen, look at him. Look at him. Oh wow.
I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about
Stay
it.
focused.
I'm gonna talk about it.
You know
I'm
you wrong.
focused.
You know
Stay
you wrong,
focused.
boy. You know you wrong.
Talk about it. No. Okay, so tell them where they can find you on social media.
So right now you can find us at drtinachampion.com or on at Dr. T Champion on Snapchat, on all social
Facebook.
media, Facebook,
Mhm.
all the above. And then we have our podcast for Doctors on Call, our YouTube channel, and we're coming to a station live and direct to you.
That's right. So you know that we will keep you posted.
Stay tuned, y'all.
And I got all the links in my bios and all of that kind of stuff when they become available. So don't you worry. We'll keep you posted. Dr. Tony, tell them where they can find you.
I can be found on Instagram at Dr. Pretty Tony, and I'm still working on this Twitter thing. The same thing as Dr. Pretty Tony on Twitter, but Twitter is a little problematic for
I don't
me.
use it so much.
It's very
that
jumbled.
strange?
I
You
need a
use
Twitter
Twitter a lot?
tutorial.
I have 6 followers on Twitter.
I have 3.
I do post on it every day only because Instagram lets me automatically
Okay.
post.
That's
Yeah.
cheating.
It is.
That's all right.
Oh.
That's all right.
Well, I got it.
It works.
6 followers strong.
Hello.
Okay. And y'all know where you all can find me at the Syndy B. And what I always say, spell my name right. Syndy. You know, Michael in here messing around. He's so messy. He's playing something good. He's playing the basketball. Okay. You can find me on at the Syndy B. You can find me on at the Unbroken Experience on Instagram and www.thesyndyb.com. Okay. And I want you to make sure you tune in every Thursday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. You don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss that.
Syndy B.
Okay. And your girl's going to 2 hours because we got too much to cover and an hour goes fast. So come June, I'm going to have more talk. We're going to be able to dive more into our conversations a little bit more, okay? I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Ciao.
Peace.
All right. It went down.